This is Mona Lisa Baseball.
We got the All-Stars. We got A1 through A3. We're missing A4. He is a professional athlete, and he is on tour.
Can't argue with that. That's pretty beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
Did you experience the All-Star weekend?
I did experience All-Star Weekend.
Tell us all about it.
Yep. Everything.
So, did a recap of the Futures game, which I was probably the most compelled to check out.
Tell me what the Futures game is.
Baseball, in an attempt to emulate college football, they do like a top 100 list of prospects, right? To garner attention for the younger folk coming up. It's not just AAA, is it, A2? You know?
They've changed it over the years, but they'll do whatever they think will sell. And guess what? In the Futures game, they're playing with new experimental rules.
Oh.
That was the part that was so unbelievably tattering. I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't wait to tell you guys about it.
Tell us right now.
Yeah, that is the future.
Yeah, this is the future.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. They were really pimping one aspect of the Future game.
They installed Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
It's on the premises.
So the pitcher, the batter, and the catcher, all three of those players are eligible to challenge a ball or a strike during an at-bat.
Catcher.
Yep. Not the manager.
Not the manager. And you do this in such a way where you're the hitter, you disagree, you think it's low, you don't totally step out of the box, but you tap your helmet 3 times.
Yep.
The umpire then stops the game for a replay.
We appeal to the Hawkeye.
And then they check Hawkeye, and then they either go, good call, ump, or ump, you're fired. And then
they put a visualization of it on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. I don't know how many times this happened.
4 times.
My goodness. It slowed. I mean,
It might have slowed things down a little.
the irony of
It's 7 to 9 seconds, you guys. Every time this happens, you get 3 challenges. If you're wrong, you lose 1. If you're right, you keep it.
who's they? Who gets 3 challenges?
Each team.
Okay.
Each team.
I couldn't believe it.
I'd be more down if they didn't show it on the Jumbotron. It was just that was the right call.
No, it's going on the Jumbotron so that everyone can look at the Jumbotron and then cheer or boo.
Cheer or boo.
I mean, how can you boo the robot? It's so stupid.
So we don't get a robot voice out of this? I feel like I'm owed a robot voice.
I mean, tap your hat 3 times, tap your cap 3 times, tap your catcher's hat 3 times.
You guys were ruining me with
This is how it's going to work. They're going to install Hawkeye in every stadium. They've actually already started this, and they did it in Seattle. They already installed it in Seattle. That's why you saw it in action in the Futures game.
Yep.
It's actually a big tech overhaul because you have to plug it into the Jumbotron so that everyone can see it.
That was definitely a first. I just heard tech overhaul associated with baseball. So there you go.
Yeah, dude.
That's where it's at.
It was unreal.
All right, yeah. Tell us more about Futures.
I, being of the SportsCenter generation, I didn't watch the game, I will admit, but they have these fancy recaps, and so you can watch the highlights of the game. But they didn't really show highlights of the game. They only showed the challenges. That's just what it felt like.
Yeah.
It felt so surreal that we were just picking on these umpires.
Did you guys see the introduction to the All-Star game? Because it was 25 minutes of a bunch of dudes running down the red carpet.
What?
And they played an...
What?
If baseball wanted to communicate in any more clear way to the older generation that this is no longer for them,
Yeah.
I would present to you the 8-second techno loop they played for 23 minutes as all the All-Stars ran down the red carpet. I'm not that old that I don't understand EDM. I call it techno because, no, it was so bad.
You saw this in real time or you saw the replay?
No comment.
Okay. Okay. Follow up to your no comment is when you say red carpet, tell me a little more.
It was a red carpet.
Is this on the field?
They rolled it out all the way. Yeah, it was all the way from center field to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they weren't in tuxedos or anything. They were in their uniforms.
Okay, let me paint a picture for you. All right. It's the beginning of the All-Star game. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to announce all the guys, and they're going to run on a red carpet all the way from center field, and they're going to do the high five, and the line's going to get longer and longer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brilliant red carpet, just stark contrast on the green grass in Seattle.
Yep.
Now, the way they're going to announce these guys is for each team, they're going to announce all of them together.
Yeah. Okay.
You get 2 guys from one team, they come out, they do the high five on either side. Some teams have 1, some teams have 6.
Got it.
Now, they're playing music. It was really annoying, and Grandpa, I guarantee you it's like, hey guys, this sounds like the Fortnite lobby loop. Here you go. And it just went on way too long because the whole thing went on for like, they announced all the players and it was, I don't know, it was like 23 minutes.
Right.
The red carpet, like what is this? Like
They're stars.
Yeah, you knew that.
They're stars. They booed the Astros. Did you guys see that?
No, but I dig it.
We had 2 Astros and they booed them. Yeah, we're still booing the Astros. Isn't that America? It's like, well, all the teams are cheating, but let's just boo the guys who got caught because they did the most obvious way.
Yeah, I'm kind of down.
We're all cheating. It's fine. But like, no more. Let's point the finger at this guy.
Well, was it Altuve?
Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker from the Astros. And we also had Dusty Baker, who was going to manage. So
Bake.
All right.
We all made our predictions last November what would happen to Bake. Did he come back this year?
yeah, and they booed him.
What does that do to his legacy?
What do you mean?
As a player, he, from what I've read and heard and tried to follow up on, is he was like the ultimate teammate and everyone liked that. He was just kind of a winner. He was on a lot of teams that did well.
This is what I'm talking about. We boo the Astros because they're just a symbol of cheating.
Yeah.
Even though everyone's cheating all the time. They just got caught and they just did it in the dumbest way. It's like we're actually just booing stupidity.
Sure.
Dusty came after that.
What about this tack shit for pitchers? That tack stuff?
You want to talk about spider tack?
Yeah, what the... No, I don't want to, but it's like... They...
I don't want to either.
How did that happen? And no one raised an eyebrow. It's like...
I mean, it's all about checking the guys and how often you check them and how you can get away with it and, you know, what other thing you can use that's okay. I mean, the sticky stuff debate is something we actually haven't really touched on the show because it's really...
It's sticky.
Pitchers are hitting guys more often on accident, and the hitters don't like that.
Well,
and the pitchers are blaming the fact that one day they have spider tack and the next day they don't.
well, that's horseshit.
I know. They're trying to really lock that down for the safety because we got to protect these stars, you guys. They got to run down the red carpet.
Okay, that's fine.
We do not want them to get hit in the head, and actually, I'm okay with that.
Okay, that's fine. Then maybe if you're going to throw 100 every pitch, then you should know how to throw it for a strike. And if you can't, then you're not a baseball player.
You know what's crazy is, you know, reading the old books, Gaylord Perry's coming up a lot. And everyone's talking, he was like the master of the spitball. It's crazy that stickiness and slipperiness both are like these mega advantages.
Yeah, people talk shit on Gaylord Perry big time for that.
Not that likable either. Also a 300-game winner.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Wrap up the spider tack. I'm not buying any of that stuff. Comes down to they don't know how to pitch inside.
Yeah.
Everyone throws their hardest all the time. If they really are concerned about player safety, then lower the mound or do something that has...
Oh, he wants to lower the mound. You're on team lower the mound?
I'm on team stop cheating.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah. Right. Well, okay, guess what? Spider tack's illegal. You can't use it anymore. It's gone.
For now.
They've cracked down on it.
For now, you said?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, for now. But here's the thing. I think MLB is actually serious about this one. They realized that the sticky stuff thing had gone too far, and they're like, all right, we need to revolutionize the way that we're dealing with this. That's why we have pitchers last year. We clowned on this a lot. Pitchers, Madison Bumgarner, yelling at umpires for checking them for it. And guys got caught.
Yeah.
They got suspended.
But, I mean, how are you going to villainize Gaylord Perry for spitballing? And then 20 years later, you go, here, try this sticky stuff. It might help you throw better. It's like, get fucked. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, guys have been using rosin and spit for a long time to get something similar, but, you know, that's just where we're at.
The rosin bag doesn't work anymore?
Have you ever seen spider tack? Have you ever, touched it?
No.
Like, think of the stickiest thing you know, honey, anything. Just think about it. And then think to yourself, this shit is 27 times stickier than that. You've never felt anything that has more tack.
Yeah.
It's like spider silk almost. They call it spider tack. There you go. I guess that's why they named it that way.
At the risk of sounding silly and not knowing anything about baseball, is this for snapping off curveballs?
You're going to want to think of it less about specialty pitches. It's for, what's the best way to say it? A2, it's like
spin rate.
Right? You want to get, supposedly you get better accuracy because the ball's spinning faster.
Spins faster. Okay. Got it. You guys are learning me good here.
So like I said, we went to a baseball game at Pioneer League, which is independent baseball. We had it on next to us. So I would glance over. I got to see a couple of the Giants that made it pitch. More pitching than anything that I saw, and just guys just flame throwing, which is incredible. Especially in the All-Star game when it's just one inning per.
Yeah.
And the guys were just letting them have it. And I saw one home run. It was just in the background. And it's unfortunate because I've said it before on the program that if baseball is serious about trying to get more positive energy around the game, the All-Star game in baseball is by far the best opportunity in the Big Four. It's the only game where you can have serious one-on-one competition against, like it used to be. And they are just shit in the bed because they're putting more energy in the red carpet and the new uniforms. It's like, how cool was it? I loved that back in the day or before last year.
They just wear their own uniforms.
They wore their own uniforms. If they were home, they were the homes, or if they were away, they were away. Like, how cool was that?
Yeah, nobody's confused.
Yeah, and now it's all...
The game just had American jerseys and national jerseys?
That's right.
Yeah.
And they were some new jersey sponsored by some company. And
just more ad space, you know?
I mean, it feels like we're going in that direction.
Yeah. $1 million question, just going to bring it out early. All this bullshit working? You think, are new people falling for it? Excited about this?
Yeah.
Because anytime I hear people talk about baseball, it's still like, yeah, like this is good, but everything I'm hearing just sounds like clownery.
Well, A2, I was hoping with the All-Star talk, any chance you have hard facts on the number of
cold hards
TVs that tuned in or whatever? Yeah.
This season's Midsummer Classic averaged a record low 3.9 rating and 7 million viewers, down 7% from last year's record lows. I'll just stop reading it there.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to know. That's troubling, folks.
We've been saying on the show for a long time that people were going to tune in to see like, well, what? The
train wreck.
And then they weren't going to like it.
Have you guys talked to anyone yet that was for the pitch clock type stuff and now they're kind of changing their tune? I have not yet. Have you guys?
People will say one thing, but then they just won't watch it.
Right.
People will be like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. I like what they're doing. And then, but they just won't watch it. Like, I heard you say this so many times. You just won't realize that you don't like it as much when they're playing techno music, when they should be playing something more traditional because it's baseball, when they should be wearing their uniforms that are cool. Let them all wear their cool hats and all that. Why do we need this weird synthetic? They look like soccer jerseys. Can I say it?
Say it.
They look like soccer jerseys, and that really bothers me. No diss to soccer. Flops aside, your jerseys are just a different thing. Whatever. Baseball, it's one of the pure things. Don't change it. Don't change the uniforms, man. You already took away my stirrups.
It's not that they're going to change their tune. It's that they just stop watching. They won't even realize it.
Ratings are down.
And that's the scariest of all. It's like the indifference. You're like, you know what? I guess I haven't been watching baseball. Like, well, why is that? I don't know. Like, I had the fishing channel on a little bit more. I don't know. Great question. Man, down another 7. Isn't that kind of the standard decline of baseball for the last little while? Is like, it goes down 7% every year. This is troubling.
That intro was garbage.
Okay. I gathered that from you, but now I'm wanting to see it. You guys have kind of sparked my interest now.
It was revolting.
And if it's a topic as important to me as baseball, I owe it to everything to watch the opening 25, I believe. You know, barf bag not too far away. Maybe not like open and in my lap, but like maybe just in the kitchen
just
or something.
A bucket like, somewhere near you.
Yeah, bucket's better. Right. Just in case.
And no cheating. You can't watch it on mute.
Fuck. Okay. All right. I won't watch it on mute.
Okay. So we brought it back. I never even made it to the first pitch. I do admit that because the red carpet thing really
Did you want to?
Turned my stomach. Look, man, I got things to do. I'm busy. But let me tell you this. They booed the Astros. Okay. Because they were stealing signs. And now we have fucking PitchCom.
Wow.
Why are you still booing the Astros, everybody? Like,
another great point.
We have PitchCom now. Are you really booing PitchCom?
Are you happy?
Are we blaming the Astros for PitchCom? I don't know. Maybe I'm down with that narrative.
Are you happy?
Now we have PitchCom because of you guys.
Oh, okay. I could follow that.
I don't think most people even know what PitchCom is.
No.
If you listen to the show, you know what PitchCom is. It's where the pitcher and the catcher can talk to each other without any kind of finger signs. You can't pick up on it unless you're a computer radio wave hacker. It's all tech.
I'm not.
I'm down with the blame the Astros for that.
Yeah. They're the most culpable at this point.
And I agree. It's not anything unique. Like, let's not give the Astros too much credit. They didn't just one day go, dude, I have such a sweet idea. Like, bang this trash can. Like, it's been happening. And so let's give credit where credit is due. And for them, they got to keep their rings. And I think they lost some draft picks or blah, blah, blah. But, you know.
This will be unpopular, but I think stealing signs is awesome.
I mean, nothing goes back further.
When you're doing it and the announcer on TV, it's so obvious that he knows what you're doing. You are an idiot. So America is pissed. Baseball is fading away from us.
It's a shit product.
And we're looking for something to boo, and we're booing the Astros.
Yeah.
We can't boo the new rules because we've been sold a slate that told us this is going to be the best thing ever. We can't boo that, but we got to boo something. So we're booing the Astros.
I don't think America's pissed at rule changes. I think it's a pretty small percentage. I just don't think anyone knows any better. And everyone agrees with like, hey, just make it a home run derby because home runs are the most exciting thing in baseball. And most people be like, yeah, totally, box checked.
Yeah, they're like, just do that and then also do it in less time because I love it so much.
Yes.
Like, oh, great. Perfect.
Yeah, like an hour and 15-minute home run derby. If you get a bunch of points per at bat, you get in the playoffs.
Points.
And then you win the fucking World Series. Like, there you go.
So at the Pioneer League game, I wanted to tell you guys, there's a few of these rules. But now that you're talking about the home run,
It's important.
I wanted to tell you something.
Oh, boy. Don't hurt me, please.
No, I'm going to read it verbatim because it's pretty rad for you. So, straight from the website, Pioneer Baseball League. Among the unique and exciting rules employed by the PBL, all games tied after 9 innings are determined by a home run shootout called the knockout round.
You're shitting me.
Once a game, managers can insert a designated runner to pinch run for a player who can return to the game and a designated pinch hitter for a player who as well can return to the game. The internationally acclaimed PBL knockout round to replace extra inning tied baseball games.
Knockout round.
Yep, there you go.
Throw a trademark on it.
Knockout. Who pitches?
Oh, this is as far as I've got.
Your coach? Does your coach pitch?
Yeah, they bring out the.
Let's bring it all the way back to second grade.
Yeah, totally.
L screen.
No, man, I said throw it underhand.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I couldn't help it. I don't want to interrupt you, but
this is a joke.
There's too much fodder.
I just thought it was...
no, it's a circus, sir.
It was pretty sweet that if the hour and 15-minute home run derby wasn't enough, then you can get the knockout round. It's kind of like playoffs on playoffs. And,
okay, let's just tie break it by who's got the biggest launch angle.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought you were going to say something else.
So there you go, guys. That's happening in a league.
This is pro.
This isn't an affiliation league, so that's something I learned. They used to be an affiliated league, but now they're what's called an MLB partner league. So they were just...
MLB's bitch. They try out new rules.
There you go. Nailed it. So here you go. Try these rules, and if you do, then we'll pick a couple of your players.
Oof. Wow, this is tough.
Did you happen to hear the designated runner and designated hitter?
Yep.
That also is a part of the game now. So you have a designated hitter as a position, which is stupid. And now you have an additional player that can pinch hit for someone else.
An additional.
Throughout the game.
Right. Throughout the game.
Oh, we removed pinch hitters from the game, and now we're injecting one back in this weird artificial way that's going to require 17 paragraphs of rules to make it make sense. That's cool.
Yeah, it's Article J.
It's awesome.
-5.
Oh, God. Although we don't have a 4, this is starting to get into the more depressing than a time machine, I got to say.
Yeah.
The time machine was at least fun. This is...
you see the NBA All-Star game and the score's 205 to 220. And it's like...
No one's playing defense.
Yeah, and that's great. Good, right on. Yeah. Fucking, how many points did you score? 160, dude. But
that's what you mean when you say this is the one that matters. Because they're actually playing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they used to, at least. I don't know.
But maybe. Why wouldn't you? It's baseball.
I don't know.
I mean, okay, sure, don't steal the base. Sure. There's only one error in this game, and one of the great things about the All-Star game is there are usually very few errors.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple nice plays in the outfield, which is cool, and I wish it would feel like the players care about it more. I mean, even our boy Lincecum was too hungover to play in his All-Star game, and shit like that's happening where people are opting out. And it's like, how sad is that? How else can we get the game to be bought by other people if it's not being bought by its own participants?
Ooh, man, tough words.
A1, you mentioned a question earlier about, have you talked to anyone that is changing their tune? But
in my day-to-day life, I don't talk to a ton of people about baseball. Every now and again it'll come up, but it's mostly private, and I just kind of gather notes through readings and whatnot. But that's something that I hadn't heard come up yet. It just kind of popped into my mind, and it didn't really occur to me until you guys said, people don't change their tune, they just stop watching. And I swear, like a wave washed over me. I went, oh.
Well, I ask because your question is kind of being answered by baseball players in a roundabout way. And in that, I mean, at the beginning of the year, whether they were being force-fed to say it, they were like, yeah, the pitch clock will be cool and, we'll figure it out. And then now they're like, well, hey, come playoff time, we're not going to have this, right? And Manfred's like, well, I don't know. Like, let's look at the stats. So that might be something to keep an eye on, is maybe the players, that's not so much a revolt, but they're going, hey, when the game matters, you're going to like let us play, right? And we'll see what happens there.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because the Players Association is calling for an increase in the pitch timer for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. This is happening right now. They're like, look, guys, we need more time. I don't know how much time they're going to ask. It could be 5:10. It could be 2:4. Something
I think
there.
I saw it was 5, yeah.
Well,
I might be making that up.
We'll find out. It's a negotiation that's probably happening right now.
Yeah.
What'll you give for that half second? Let's negotiate that.
I get sent a picture, and it's so beautiful, and it's an overhead. It's like directly above home plate, and it shows just a guy sliding into home head first, and the text is, first rookie since da-da-da, 100 whatever years, to steal second, third, and home in one at bat. And I'm sitting there going, there's no fucking way this is true. And I look back at the picture and I go, a picture's worth 1,000 words, yes, but since we got those extra 10 words explaining what just happened, it became pretty much my favorite picture. So help me with the name. It's Elly
De La Cruz.
I had never heard of the guy.
I just know he's a beast.
But I did hear...
It's like 6'7" or something.
Right. I did hear a week before someone had checked his bat and then he hit a 450-foot bomb. So I didn't know it was the same guy.
Yeah, Elly De La Cruz. He steals 3 bases in the span of 2 pitches. 2 pitches.
What was so good about it was when I saw the text that said, and stole home, and it showed him sliding in, the only thing I could formulate in my mind was kind of the old school Jackie Robinson style, where you just have a huge lead and then you go when he starts to pitch.
Right.
It didn't even dawn on me that it would be like a pony league. Oh, no one's paying attention, and just bolt.
Yeah.
But if you're actually that fast, you can pull that off, and that counts for a stolen base. So this guy's a beast. I heard you say it. Total beast. I don't know how fast he is. I don't know how good of a base stealer he is, actually, but that was a pretty good start. Now he's up against this, though. No matter how good his career is, even if he steals 2,000 bases, he's not as good as Ricky, because they changed the rules on his ass.
Yeah.
And they just didn't wait long enough for baseball to come back towards the stolen base, because it got too, Simpsons character derived into big sluggers who couldn't play defense, who couldn't do, it was going to work itself back in. I know it was going to.
Yep.
It has to, because that's all baseball does, is recorrect itself.
Rebalance.
Right.
Rebalance, but they didn't let that happen. And now this guy, he could be...
New rules.
I've only known about him for a week. This guy could turn into the greatest player of all time, and it would still cheapen that a little bit, where it's like, well, Ricky back in the day, he had to do it the real way. And it kind of taints whatever this guy's about to do, and I think that's fucked, because it was...
He'll be fine with it. He'll be like, I'm the champion of the new era. Fuck you.
Yeah. It was still disappointing to me.
But Ricky can always flex and just be like, well, yeah, good job, kid.
Well, Well, first of all, Ricky speaks in third person, so it would be something more like...
exactly. Ricky wants to play baseball.
Ricky loves what you're doing on the ball field. Right, Ricky? Yeah.
Yeah.
Asks himself questions and answers them.
You nailed it with the Pony League comment. That's kind of what that will be in a nutshell. Because stealing third base is rough stuff to begin with. You know, there's optical illusions. You think you can get a bigger lead.
Yeah.
But you got to be solid because...
Real solid.
At the major league level, it's
a short throw.
I mean, they're guys that are going to gun you down. But stealing home, like you said, I think of Willie Mays Hayes and Jackie Robinson style. And now it's a totally different type of baseball. And it's too bad because maybe this kid would hold a candle. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it made me do is I saw the article and then I actually clicked on the article.
Yeah.
Did you guys see who won the home run derby?
No. No, I didn't see it. I didn't even see a highlight yet.
You don't care?
I feel like you're baiting me a little.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always doing that.
Yeah, no. That's what you do. Let me catch up A3 on here. So a few days ago, I talked to A2 and I described this emotion. So now I'll describe it to you. So kind of found out All-Star Weekend was coming up. Didn't have too many thoughts about it. And then a couple days later, like the day before, I either heard or saw an advertisement for the home run derby's coming up. And it was another thing. It was like a flash through my whole body that I couldn't really see coming. I couldn't really explain totally how or why it happened. But the first thing that went through my body, knowing the home run derby was going to be the next day, was anger. And here's what I think that came from. I had a friend in junior high where when it was All-Star Weekend, home run derby, we would make sure to watch the game together. Where it was like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? All-Star game's on. It's like, great, we'll do it at your house. And so it used to occupy this thing in my life. But in the last, we'll say 10 years, or they're morphing baseball into the home run derby. And we've kind of described that as ice cream for breakfast, where it might sound like a great idea, but it just can't work long term. Just can't.
Sure.
No matter how much you want it to. And it's like when I saw that ad for the home run derby, and it wasn't even anything in my face, there wasn't anything red carpet. It was just instant anger. And that's another sort of doomed sign, I think. Like, that's not something that should make me angry. I'm still interested in who does win a home run derby. But one of my first thoughts was, if they're going to block my ass from watching the World Series, they're definitely going to block the All-Star Weekend. So I didn't even try to find it or anything. And then I didn't even try to find the highlights.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. won the home run derby.
And I heard his dad was pitching. Can anyone confirm or disconfirm that?
Not here.
I guarantee you this is the only baseball podcast that's talking at length about the All-Star game that no one saw. Well, okay, that's not true. There might have been a few things seen. Pioneer League something was part of it. It's like, so what'd you think of the home run derby? It's like,
look, you've stated it. The problem that we're talking about is becoming indifferent with baseball.
Yeah.
So why would anyone be shocked that, we're indifferent a little bit?
Yeah.
We can talk about what this feeling feels like. Why are people drifting away from baseball?
Yes.
Why are ratings down? They're down.
Real time.
Can you believe this? They were popping corks opening day because everyone was showing up. And now look at this. They're panicking. These guys are freaking out now. Like, oh, what are you going to do? The red carpet didn't work. Techno didn't work. We're appealing to a new generation who doesn't want it, and the old guys are repulsed by it. They're tuning out before they even finish the intro. What do we do?
Bang this trash can.
This is the one that matters.
I feel like I'm owed a robot voice.
Then you're not a baseball player.
You're seeing the best.
It's a circus, sir.
It's baseball.
How else can we get the game to be bought by other people if it's not being bought by its own participants?